What if I told you there was one thing you could do that would improve your breath support, help you have more efficient resonance, and give you better musicianship? I can't quite believe I haven't done a video on this yet, you guys, but good articulation will address all three of these aspects of your singing. Welcome back to Singing Tips with LJD Studios, the space where we take difficult singing concepts and break them down so you can actually understand and implement them for better singing. I'm Laura, and today we are talking about how to use articulation to improve your singing in all areas. Before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you haven't already, download my free guide, The Three-Tiered Approach to Becoming a Better Singer, linked in the description. Additionally, if you would like some feedback from yours truly on your singing, but you're not quite ready to take the plunge into private lessons, check out my membership option. It's a really low-cost way to study singing. You'll get direct feedback via video feedback from me. You can join the live monthly masterclass, access an online library of all my favorite vocal exercises and more. So make sure to check that out. That's linked in the description as well. All right, but let's get into it. How can you use articulation to improve your singing? In case it's not obvious, let's talk about what articulation is first. Articulation is the way you say the words. So usually when we think about articulation, we're thinking about making sure that people can understand the words we are saying. That's important. Lyrics matter, right? They have a really big impact on our overall musicianship. But I also want to explore how good articulation can have a positive effect on your overall vocal technique. That first area is in terms of your breath support. So let's talk about consonants for a second. There are two types of consonants, voiced and unvoiced. So let's think about a P and a B for a second. Think about your lips. What are your lips doing when you make a P sound? P, p, p. And then make a B sound. B, b, b. If you notice what you're doing with your mouth, it's the same for both a P and a B. The difference is a P is just air, p, and a B has voice to it. B, b, right? So in order to make a consonant, we need air, whether it's voiced or unvoiced, but those unvoiced consonants really need a lot of air or they don't exist, right? A P without any air, you can't even hear it, right? So in this way, we can really use consonants to help us get better breath energy. So I'm going to use three unvoiced consonants to help you experience this: a P, a T, and a K. And you're going to go p, t, k, p, t, k. When you do that, you want to make sure that the air is coming from your belly. It's like a sharp contraction of the abdomen. P, t, k, p, t, k, right? And then you can feel how your air is just like supercharged, flying forward, right? So you can imagine now if you had a word that started with a P or a T or a K. I don't know why the word kite is coming to mind, but I'm thinking about the song from Mary Poppins, Let's Go Fly a Kite. That's just what came into my brain. So if I really energize the K sound of kite, the ah vowel of the word kite is going to receive that energy. So that I go, let's go fly a kite, right? So in that way, the vowel, which is the thing that we sing on. When we're singing, we're always sustaining vowels. The vowel receives the breath energy of the consonant. So I'd start out by practicing just energizing consonants on their own, and then start to make it a full word and see if you can notice how the vowel receives that energy. Now, the challenge is to make sure that when you send all that good energy through the consonant, that when you open to the vowel, you don't go and try to pull it back in a box. That you don't go, let's go fly a kite, and then pull it back, right? You got to keep the energy, keep that trajectory that you've set up from the consonant into the vowel, okay? So in that way, you can really, really energize your breath for better singing. If you haven't seen my videos on breath energy, I would highly encourage you to check that out. But using unvoiced consonants in particular can really help you give good breath energy to your vowels. Okay, so in that last segment, we were mostly talking about using unvoiced consonants to send good breath energy into the vowel. You could do the same with a voiced consonant, but it's easier to do with unvoiced. I want to talk now how to use voiced consonants to wake up better resonance. So if you've heard anything about twang, seen my videos or any others, twang is usually associated with a feeling of resonance in the mask area, sort of in your face and in your nose. You want some twang for all forms of singing, but especially if you're trying to belt, definitely lots and lots of twang to take pressure off of the larynx. M's, N's, and NGs are really going to help wake up that sense of twang. M's, N's, and NGs are all voiced consonants. So meaning you can hear my voice in them. Right? You hear my voice as I'm doing that. But what's special about those three consonants is they are also nasal consonants. And a little bit of nasality is helpful for twang. It's helpful for belting, okay? So you can practice anything, just singing on a ma, ma, ma. And what I'm trying to do is put the vowel where the consonant was, right? I'm not going ma, ma, where the vowel falls backwards, but instead, ma, the vowel goes in the same place as the consonant. So similarly, right, we're using the consonant to set up a trajectory, and we want the vowel to just stay in that line. So you can practice that on a ma, 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 or na, 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 or whatever, but then when you're singing your song, look for opportunities to use words that have M's, N's, and NGs to wake up that sense of twang. Because once you've woken it up, it's easy to kind of stay in that place typically. Sometimes it's just hard to find. So any word that has an M, N, or NG is your opportunity to remind yourself where that resonance is. Good articulation, as you can imagine, can help us eliminate strain. 1, by giving us better breath energy. 2, by helping us have better resonance. But 3, by using your lips to bear load rather than your larynx. Okay, what do I mean by that? When we strain, oftentimes it's the larynx bearing the load of the breath pressure, and that doesn't feel great. And so usually that's where better breath control comes in, right? So that we're sending the right amount of air so the larynx doesn't have to manage that. Another part of your body that can manage the air that will be helpful to eliminate strain are your lips, but you have to be moving your lips in order for them to do that. So there are lots of words that are better formed by this shape, right? Anything with an oo or an o, basically. But those of us who are native English speakers, we're kind of lazy with the use of our lips. We tend to say things like to. I went to the store rather than to the store, right? Or road, we say road, down the road versus down the road, right? So if you move your lips more while you are singing, first of all, we'll understand your words better, but second of all, you might find that that also helps eliminate a little bit of strain because your lips start bearing the load of the breath pressure rather than your larynx. So one good rule of thumb when you're trying to aim for good articulation is, yes, put lots of breath energy into the consonants, like we discussed in the first part of this video, but also move your mouth a lot. That should also help. Move it more than you think you need to. So as you can imagine, all of this good articulation is going to help improve your musicianship overall because we're going to be able to understand your words, but also you're going to be using your breath differently. And when we really start to use our breath from our core, which is what that first segment of the video talked about, right? That starts to make everything sound a little bit deeper, a little more honest, a little more authentic, right? And so good articulation is going to help you become a better musician in that component. Also, when we tap into the words, we breathe differently, right? When you breathe a breath of anger, it's different than the type of breath that you would take if you were sad, right? So the way you're going to breathe is going to be different when you're thinking about the words, which is going to affect the sort of emotional quality of your singing. It's going to turn you into a better musician, okay? So all of that is going to improve your musicianship. I want to say one last thing about breath and consonants. So yes, we're going to overemphasize these consonants, and in doing so, you're going to get better breath, you're going to get better resonance, you're going to get better musicianship, you're going to eliminate some strain, but make sure when you emphasize the consonant that you don't shorten the vowel, because that's going to ruin it all, okay? So I don't know why Mary Poppins is in my head. I don't know. I'm guessing most of you are not looking to sing that song. I probably should have chosen a more popular song, but that's one that's in my brain. So if I start singing, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height, right? Yes, I've got good breath energy in those consonants. You can understand my words, I think, but my musicianship isn't great because I'm shortening the vowel, right? So remember that when you're doing all of this, the goal is to take whatever you have set up on the consonant, whether it's good breath energy or good resonance or whatever it is you've set up, and let the vowel receive that. So you are not going to clip the vowel for the sake of the consonant. In fact, the consonant is not taking up any more time. It should not change your rhythmic structure. The consonant takes up the same amount of time as it did previously. It just has more energy, right? If I go versus those are the same speed, right? But the second one has a lot more breath energy. So by giving more to the consonant, you are not taking from the vowel. You want the vowel to receive everything that your consonant has. So instead, it should be more like, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height, right? Big consonants, and the vowel is receiving the energy. The vowel is receiving the resonance, right? And I'm actually, if anything, lengthening the vowel. One thing I like to say a lot is consonants are tunnels, not walls. You move through them, you don't stop at them. So consider that, right? It's not, let's go fly a kite, right? I'm not stopping at the consonant, I am moving through it. So as you can see, good articulation can be a huge game changer for your singing in all areas. And it's pretty easy to do, right? Like, you know how to overemphasize a consonant. So do that and see how it impacts your singing. Let me know if you have questions. And as always, happy singing.